Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming out to build. Thanks for sticking around till after lunch on the last day. I hope you're excited to talk about Azure Pipelines. I know I am. Real quick introduction. I like the woo. Real quick introduction. My name is Edward Thomson. I'm a program manager at Microsoft. I work on the Azure DevOps team. And my focus is kind of on Git and version control as well as pipelines. So I want to help our users build software, get it into a Git repository, and then get it shipped out to production. I hope that most of you are familiar with Azure DevOps. If you're not, let me give you the quickest of introductions, because I think most of you have probably heard of it. We're out there on the show floor. We were in both Scott and Satya's keynotes. But if you're not familiar with it, Azure DevOps is a collection of tools. It's a suite of products that helps you do DevOps better. We don't think of it as DevOps in a box, despite the name. You know, we don't think that if you start using Azure DevOps, all of a sudden you're going to do DevOps. No, it's a bit more than that. When we talk about DevOps at Microsoft, we have one definition throughout the company. And this is a definition that my buddy Donovan put together, Donovan Brown. I hope you saw him at Scott's keynote. And this definition is that DevOps is the union of people, process, and products to enable continuous delivery of value to your end users. There's a lot going on in this sentence, right? Although I build tools to help you build software, deliver software, operate software, I don't think that there's just some tool that you can use to make you do DevOps. I wish there was. I'd sell it to you, and I'm sure I'd make a fortune. But there's not. Instead, it takes three things. It takes people, it takes you, it takes process. So you do need to transform the way you think about building software and delivering software. But once you do that, we do have products that can help you. And that set of products from Microsoft is Azure DevOps. It used to be Visual Studio Team Services. Before that, it was Visual Studio Online, which is really confusing because now there's a new Visual Studio Online because it's Microsoft, and that's the way we do naming. But the reason that we went with the Azure DevOps name instead of Visual Studio Team Services is because a lot of people would look at VSTS and think about it as being this monolithic product. And so what we wanted to do with Azure DevOps was to break that up. So now we have Azure Boards, which is our planning and work item tracking product. We have Azure Pipelines, which will help you build your code and release it into production. We have Azure Repos for your Git repository. But you can take any of these and use just one of them. So if you use Jira to plan your work, and if you use GitHub for your version control, that's fine. Now you can just use Azure Pipelines to do your builds and do your releases. That is the goal behind splitting up Azure DevOps into a family of several products. And so again, I focus mostly on Azure Repos and Azure Pipelines. So the great thing about splitting each of these products up, aside from making it easier for you to start using them, is that each team now can really renew their focus and worry about building each product to be the best product that it can be. And so I truly believe that Azure Pipelines is the best CI and CD tool on the market. I want to basically just walk you through a bunch of demos, right? I don't want to show you a lot of slides on how this works. I want to show you basically as many demos as we can get through in an hour. So we're going to start. We're going to take it easy. We'll just do a real simple .NET application. We'll show how we create a new build pipeline for it, right? Because I hope that a lot of you, most of you, maybe all of you, is that too much to ask, are doing builds now, continuous integration builds. So validating pull requests, building your master branch as soon as things get merged. I hope that a lot of you are doing automated releases as well. But for the few of you that aren't, I want to start out right there. I want to show how to get started with Azure Pipelines. And then we want to increase the complexity a little bit. We'll show how we can support any language, any platform with Azure Pipelines. So we can do a little bit more complexity. Because with Azure Pipelines, we have hosted build agents in the cloud. We have Linux, we have Windows, we have macOS build agents ready to build your software. You don't have to install anything else. So let's take advantage of that. Let's do some Linux builds. Let's do some iOS builds. I want to show how Azure Pipelines is container focused. We think that the easiest way to get your web apps into production is through containers. We think that the easiest way for you to scale those web apps once they're in production is with Kubernetes. And so we make sure that Azure Pipelines has excellent support for containers and Kubernetes. I want to talk about extensions. I want to show you how extensible Azure Pipelines is. Because it's not just us that's building Azure Pipelines that you can use. We have an ecosystem of partners. And they're building extensions that you can plug into Azure Pipelines to help you do security in your pull requests, to help you do static code analysis to improve your quality. And finally, I want to talk about open source, because at Microsoft, we haven't always been the best open source citizen, but over the last 10 years, that's really changed. And so I want to show how advantageous Azure Pipelines is for open source projects. So I really do want to start with just the simplest possible project. So I've got this checked in to Azure repos. So this is in a Git repository. And you can see it's a .NET Framework application. I've just got a simple CS proj. All I've really got is a handful of unit tests. But I want to get started and make sure that I've got a nice build pipeline for these unit tests. So all I want to do is come down here to Pipelines and click on the Builds button. And of course, I don't have to be in Azure repos. We support building Git repositories out of Bitbucket Cloud, out of GitHub, both github.com and GitHub Enterprise on premises. But I want to start out with Azure repos. I'm going to select my Git repository, and then it's going to walk me through a bunch of templates. So what's actually happened here is Azure Pipelines has grabbed my Git repository and analyzed it to understand what kind of software I'm building. So it sees a CS proj file, it sees some .cs files, it looks at those, and it thinks that I'm building a .NET project, which is exactly right, I am. I'm actually building a .NET Framework application, although we do support .NET Core as well. We've got VS 2019 installed on some build agents to build your .NET Core 3 applications, so that's very exciting. We've got, there we go. So if I'm building .NET Core, that's fine. If I'm building a .NET Core / Framework app, .NET Desktop, all of those options, I just select which one I want. And then what happens is that Azure Pipelines shows me a YAML file. So this is, if you've been using Team Foundation Server, Visual Studio Team Services for a long time, you might not be used to this. But this is what we think is the future of build. This is YAML. YAML stands for yet another markup language because, of course, it does. But it is incredibly popular in the DevOps space. If you're building out AKS or Kubernetes sort of solutions, you're probably looking at YAML. If you're looking at various other cloud solutions, you're probably looking at YAML. And Azure Pipelines is no exception. So it's given me this template YAML that is going to walk through some of the settings. So the first one is, I can zoom in a little bit. The first one is a trigger. So that tells me what branch it's going to build off of. In this case, it's my master branch. Below that, I'm specifying where I want to do my builds. I want to use a Windows build agent. So this is, again, one of our Azure-hosted build agents. It's ready to go. You don't have to do any setup at all of your build infrastructure. You can use ours. We manage it all for you. And then we're going to walk through the actual steps. So we're going to do a NuGet restore, we're going to do a build, and we're going to run some tests. Very, very straightforward. This is a nice, simple setup for a CI build. And I can edit this right here. This is actually Monaco, the Monaco text editing widget, the same thing that's in Visual Studio Code. I've even got syntax highlighting, and so it kind of knows what's going on. If I change that name, I should get red squiggles. Well, there's the first demo failure. Hopefully the only demo failure. I don't know why I'm not getting the red squiggles. But in any case, once I'm happy with my YAML, I'm just going to take this as is. I'm going to click Save and Run. Now, this YAML is going to get checked right into my Git repository. So it lives side by side with my code. That's very, very important because, you know, let me give you a concrete example. When I worked on the Visual Studio team, we would have all these build definitions, right? Because if I had to fix a bug in Visual Studio 2015, but we were working on Visual Studio 2017, I would need to remember how to build 15 when I needed to go service it, if we had a bug that we needed to fix and send out a quarterly update. Because it changed. The way we built the product changed over time. As we changed the code, the way we built it changed. And so we would have to remember how to configure all these steps and all that sort of thing. By checking in the build configuration right alongside the code, as I switch branches, I will always have the description of how to build the branch that I'm on. So if I need to go back a couple of versions and do a servicing release, the code, the description to do the build is checked in alongside the code. So it's very, very important to check that in. And I could have used a pull request right there, but I just checked in the YAML right to the master branch, kicked it off. Not a best practice, but it's good for a demo. So now what's going on is Azure Pipelines is doing my first build. And so this is a good way for me to get ramped up in understanding how this works. So the first thing it's done is checked out the code from my Git repository. It's run the NuGet steps. It's run a build. Now it's running the tests. So you can see the test output right here. I love actually watching this, this build output. I don't know why. I'm a little, you know, boring, I guess. But once it's done, you see up at the top the green check mark. So our first build has passed. And we expected that. Like I said, this is a really simple, straightforward project, just a bunch of unit tests. I can click on Summary to get an idea of what's happened, and it tells me the steps that have gone through. I can click on the Tests tab, and it tells me what tests ran. This is actually a new feature in Azure Pipelines that we just released for build. Prior to yesterday, if you would have set up a pipeline last week, you would not get this tab unless you actually went and added a task that uploads the build results file that your test runner might produce and sends it to Azure Pipelines. Now, we've invested a lot of effort in parsing the command line output of your test runner to see what tests are running and to understand whether they're passing or failing. And so we can do that automatically for things like Jest, if you're building a JavaScript application, the .NET runner, this is MS Unit. And so it's a lot less friction to get started with a much richer experience. So we're really happy about this. So now I have a CI build. When I used to work at this little company. We were about 5 engineers. And we hired a new guy. And new guy, he wasn't very diligent about doing things like running unit tests before he checked in his code. Sometimes he wouldn't even do a build before he checked it in. Then he'd hop in his car and drive home for the weekend. I hope you've never worked with somebody like this guy. But if you have, here's how you can fix that. Over in Azure Repos, I can go to the Branches tab, and I can go to my master branch and go to Branch Policies. And what I can do is scroll down and see this build validation. I can add a build policy. So now that I've got that build configured, now I can enforce that this pipeline runs before anybody can push into the master branch. This was my favorite thing that when I learned about this, because I could just remember getting on the phone and calling him on his cell phone as he was driving and him saying, oh, it works fine, when it was clear he'd never built or run the tests. So now, if I go into my files and I open up one of these unit tests, these are real complicated unit tests, and I decide that 32 divided by 2 is actually 15. Sorry, let me click the edit button, is actually 15. Then what will happen is that it tells me I can't check that file in directly to the master branch. And this would be true if I ran git push on the command line as well. What I actually have to do is create a new branch, create a pull request to get my code in. And what happens as soon as I create this pull request is that now I've got an approval gate on my code. So what happens is, if we zoom in over here, there's a build in progress. So my continuous integration build has to run. Those tests have to pass before this code can actually be merged into the master branch. So I've got a very nice, straightforward gate. I call it the anti-Jeff gate. So this is great. I'm really happy with this. But what I really want to do now is build some code and actually deploy it. I want to get it into production, right? When we talked about what it means to do DevOps, our goal is to enable continuous delivery of value to our customers. That means a lot of things. But one of the things that you probably need for that is the ability to build your code quickly and release it quickly. And so that means a way to automatically get that code into production. So a scriptable deployment of some sort. So let me flip over to a different project. I have a web application that just says, hello world. It's an ASP.NET app. It's a little bit overly complicated. It's got to be one of the most complicated hello world applications that's not written in Java. It's Razor pages with services that there's a greeting service there. And now my goal is to actually get that into production, because I'm running here's what I've got right now, today. This very, very unstyled, sorry, let me zoom back out. Very, very unstyled, very, very simple, there we go, hello world application. I want to give this a little more pizzazz, so I've made this really complex system. So the first thing I want to do is go over and create a build pipeline for this. Just like we did before, what I'm going to do is select my Git repository. It's going to analyze my Git repository. It's going to look at that. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I've already checked in a YAML file. So let me walk through what this one does. This is a little bit different than the standard YAML file, because what would happen by default here is that I'll get offered a couple of choices like we saw before. ASP.NET is one of those choices. Docker is another one of those choices. What I've got is a Docker file in the root of my repository. Let's take a look. And what that actually does is it builds the container for this particular web application. So I'm actually doing the build inside a Docker container and doing the creation. And so what I want to do is build an image and get this into production. So if I go back to my pipeline, there we go. I've actually gone ahead and set this up because I want to publish this to Azure Container Registry, and I don't want to give you my credentials to that. So I've gone ahead and created a library with some variables that contain my password, because I don't want you having my Azure password. I trust each and every one of you in this room, but I don't want Bitcoin miners running on my subscription. It's the people at home. It's none of you. Don't worry. So what I'm actually doing, let me just show you what this one does. It's a little bit different. Before, I was running on a Windows virtual machine. This time, I'm doing an Ubuntu 16.04 virtual machine. Actually, let me just start from the beginning. let me wipe out this YAML file. I'm going to delete it, and we'll start over. We're going to delete our build. I want a brand new pipeline so you can see the entire new experience. Okay. So there we go. So again, it's going to offer me these choices. One of those is Docker. Oh, it's so fun when your demo breaks. So there's demo breakage number 2. So let's start with the starter pipeline. So this is just a nice blank one. So again, we're going to switch over to an Ubuntu virtual machine. And we're going to run a script that is docker build. And we're going to tag it with an image name. Let's call it hello world. And we're going to tag it with the build ID. Right? So at this point, I'm just going to create a container that is hello world :42 or hello world :7. And that tag will align with my build ID. Then I'm going to run a second script, which is docker login. And again, I've already set up these variables with my username and my password. And so I'm going to log into Azure Container Services here so that I can publish it. I'm going to add a Docker tag. Let's give that a new line. So we're going to tag the thing that we just built, which is hello world, and give it the container registry tag. And finally, we'll Docker push that tag, that container. Okay, so now what I'm going to do when I do a build, instead of doing just the sort of npm test that I could be doing, I'm actually going to build a Docker container that has my code in it. So let me click Save and Run. And while that's kicking off, I want to actually set up a release pipeline. So what I want to do is take that code that gets pushed into the Azure Container Registry, take that container, and deploy it to my web app. So let me click New Pipeline, and I'm going to select an Azure App Service deployment. I've got a lot of options in here. I can deploy to Azure App Services, but I don't have to deploy to Azure. I could deploy to any other cloud provider. In fact, some of them have extensions to help that out. I could deploy to an on-premises environment. I could deploy to several things, in fact, at once. But let me get started with a web app. Okay, let's call this the production stage. We're going to deploy it to production. And what we want to do is tie this deployment to a build artifact. We want to deploy it, we want to tie it, in fact, to the build that's going on right now. So we're going to select our build pipeline, click Add. And what that's going to allow us to do is get the build ID from that pipeline. Because remember, we're tagging the container with the build ID. So when we go to do the deploy, we need to know what the build ID is so that we can fetch the tag. Then all we need to do is configure our Azure subscription. Come on now. I know that it's required. Let's try that again. Nope, I'm sorry. What I actually want to do is Azure Web App for Container. There we go. I'll delete these steps in just a second. In the meantime, here we go. What I want to do is select my Azure subscription, select the app name that I want to deploy. Let's send it out to hello build, and then we'll type in our image name. Again, our image name was our container registry, which is thomsondemo.azurecr.io, hello world, and finally the build ID. Okay. There we go. So that's great. Let me go ahead and delete these steps. If I can zoom out just a little bit. There we go. I totally forgot how to delete a step. I'm trying. I'm on a Mac. I've only got one button. There it is. Thank you. So I'm going to click Save, and I'm going to go ahead and do a deployment. So I'm going to draft a release. I'm going to tie it to the version. As soon as that gets done building, I'm going to tie that to a version, and then I'm able to deploy. I can actually add new stages here, so I could do a fan out, and so I could do a second app service deployment, and I could go to a different task. That would allow a different web app. That would allow me to do a QA and then have an approval gate to go on to production. Judging by the number of people that told me how to delete a task, I'm going to assume that a lot of you have seen this. So what I actually want to do now is forget about this. I want to go over to my preview features, and I want to turn on multi-stage pipelines. This is a new preview feature that's rolling out right now that we're really, really excited about. Just like I was singing the benefits of YAML for a build pipeline, I can also use YAML for my release pipeline now. So that lets me version it, that lets me check it into my code repository. And that's new as of this week. So this just landed in my account Sunday, I think. And so it's rolling out to yours very, very soon. And what I can then do is, did I actually turn that on? OK. What I can actually do is step away from this graphical editor and write some code that defines my pipeline. So there's why I didn't. So what I want to do is actually edit my YAML. And so now I can add the ability to release right from here. Let me copy and paste that, actually. I've got it over here hiding in code. There we go. So all I'm doing is changing this a little bit. So the first thing that you see is I've actually got a stage now. So before, we didn't have this verb stage. So I'm adding a stage called build. I'm running my build just like I had it described before, which is Docker build, and then pushing that up to my container registry. After that, I'm going to do a deployment. So I'm going to take that container, and I'm going to add it. Now, all this may look a little unfamiliar because, well, it's YAML. You're going to have to go read the documentation. You probably don't know this off the top of your head. So another thing we've added is the ability to add tasks graphically. So we're starting to tie the graphical editor that we used to have back into the YAML. So you get all the benefits of YAML. You can check in your code, check in your build description. You can check in your release description. But you don't have to memorize all the YAML. I can just type in here, web app. I can select Azure Web App for Container. I can select my service connection. I can select my app name. This looks a lot like what we were doing before. Again, my image name is going to be container registry / image name. And then if I click add right here, it'll actually insert the YAML. So I don't need to memorize that. I can use that task. Now, this isn't bidirectional at the moment, but this is the first step of blending these two concepts, the visual designer with YAML. And you'll see more of that as time goes on. We're not going to abandon the old release pipelines. So if you have release pipelines using the graphical editor that I was starting to show before, that's no problem. You can keep those. We're not going to get rid of those. But if you want the new experience, you'll be able to get that. Okay? So if I click Save now, I'm going to commit that directly. And now if I click Pipelines, so we brought everything together under Pipelines. This tab used to say Build a minute ago until I turned on the preview feature. Now it just says Pipelines. So this is going out to production. This looks a little bit different as well. Our last one, the one that failed, just had one stage, just that little red X. Now I've got two stages. The first thing it's doing is doing a build. And again, that means it's creating that Docker container and pushing it up to the Azure Container Registry. And then it's going to do the deploy. And it's going to go ahead and update my web app. I could add more stages here. Just like I was in the Visual Designer adding a second stage, another web app to deploy. So you could, go from QA or staging to production. I can add another stage here. So if I go back to my pipeline, click on that, and then click Edit, I could add a second deployment stage here. Because again, I've got this app name set up as Build 2019 Hello World QA. So that's my QA site. I could now make it go to production from here. Unfortunately, we don't quite have approvals yet. So approvals are coming soon. So if I were to add another stage, it would, as soon as QA is finished deploying, it would go straight to production. Probably don't want that. I totally believe in continuous delivery, but that's a little bit too continuous even for me. So maybe we should slow that down. So if you are making use of, say, a canary service or ringed deployment, something like that, you probably want to wait until we have approval gates before you start migrating over to the new multi-stage pipelines. So this is still in progress. In fact, it is doing my deployment right now. It's about to update my web app with the container. Let's go find my QA site. Let's hit reload real quick. So this is still the old one. As soon as this deploys, we should have some nice, shiny graphics for you. Because again, I'm on a Mac. I like shiny graphics. I miss right button, but that's okay too. Let's come back to this. So another thing that we have in Azure Pipelines is the ability to build for any platform, whether that's Linux, Windows, macOS. We have those build agents in the cloud. So there we go. Let me hit reload real quick before I do that. And I'm going to have to debug that in a minute. Right. So as I was saying, we want to give you the ability to build for any platform, whether that's Linux, Windows, macOS, and deploy to any platform or any cloud or on-premises. So let me switch over to another project I have. This is a simple calculator application. It's actually a JavaScript front end and a REST API, so it's a Node.js application with a back end. So let me actually pull that up. It's right there. There we go. Looks like the old calculators that you used to stick in your pocket. Very simple, very straightforward. And again, it's talking a REST API, so it's actually like 1 + 1 as a service. If you ever needed to do addition with a REST API, I've got you covered. But what I want to do is first show you the build pipeline that we've already set up for this. There we go. And one of the things you'll notice is I've actually got some failures already in my pipeline. And so another feature that we've added recently is pipeline analytics. So not only can I just look and see that, well, we've had some problems, I can actually understand better what those problems are. First, at a branch level, if I'm starting to see that perhaps my master branch is unhealthy, then that might be a problem. If I'm starting to see that a servicing branch is unhealthy, then that's a big red flag for me. So this gives me a nice glimpse of what's going on my different branches. But this new Analytics tab lets me drill down a little bit deeper. It shows me how many pipeline failures I've had in the last 2 weeks. My pass rate is only 50%. Oof, that is pretty unhealthy. And I can look at trends. I don't have a lot of data in here yet. But what I can look at is test failures. Now, this is a great new addition. It shows me my overall pass rate, and it shows me the failing tests. In fact, I can see that this one has failed 4 times over the last 2 weeks. That's a real quick indication of a flaky test or something that I really need to investigate. So this new pipeline analytics, we launched this at Build as well. I'm super excited about. I actually have an open source project that does have flaky tests. Oof, I hate to admit that. But this is going to help me out with that. Now, the other thing that we announced at Build that I'm really excited about is the ability to build out an AKS deployment very simply. So again, I'm going to add a new pipeline, point it at my Git repository. And it's, again, going to suggest some templates for me. Node.js is one of them, because, again, it analyzes my repository, knows that I'm building a Node.js app, and wants to bring my ability to do arithmetic to the rest of the world. It also notices there's a Docker file, so it offers Docker as a choice. And below that, since I have a Docker file, it's offering me the ability to deploy to AKS. Now, this is, I think, the absolute simplest way to build out an AKS deployment. I struggled mightily with AKS before this feature came along. So I'm just going to select my Azure subscription, select my cluster, select my pod. I'm going to put it into default, select my container registry, give it a name, give it a port number, and go ahead and click configure. And now what it's going to do is it's going to create the Kubernetes service definition YAML, and it's going to create the Azure Pipelines release definition YAML. So it's scaffolding these up right now. If I scroll down, I can look through. It's built out a connection to the container service, and it's using the new multi-stage deployment mechanism. So I've got a build job. It's going to run on, if I scroll up, I've got some variables. So it's going to run on the VM image Ubuntu latest. So that's our cloud-hosted Ubuntu. It's going to run a build. It's going to push into the container registry. And then it's going to do the deployment to AKS. I'm going to go ahead and click Save and Run and get that started, because that'll take a little while. Deploying to AKS is still not instantaneous. So it's going to kick that off. The other thing that we've added as part of this work, between the multi-stage deploys and the ability to deploy to AKS, the other thing that we've added, you might have noticed this tab over here, environments. When I created that AKS deployment, it created an environment for me. And right now, it's just called calculator by default, but you could imagine that this is called production. I could add additional environments here. When we were working in the graphical editor, we were adding a second environment, but we were having to redefine the way that we do our deployment, and that frightens me. What I want, if I have multiple environments, I want each environment to be identical, and I want each mechanism that we do the deployment to be identical. That way, if there's a problem deploying to staging, I'll stop there. But if staging succeeds, and it's defined differently, if it's set up differently than production, or the way that I deploy to staging is different than the way I deploy to production, why do I even have staging? It doesn't really give me that much confidence in my ultimate production deployment. So I want them to be identical, because I want that confidence. So what we now have with YAML is the ability to deploy to different environments. So it's very easy to define a new environment. I could say QA. There we go, if I go back to environments. And let's change this one to production. Great. And I can also add resources now. So it's gone ahead and added my production Kubernetes environment, but I could add additional resources here. And we'll see, you'll see more abilities around environments as we continue to develop these features. For now, it's a little bit simplistic when it comes to resources, but the cool thing is I can dig in and see exactly what is in my environment, and I can see what deployments are on my environment. So I can, at a glance, understand what is running in production. My pipeline actually finished. There we go. This is the deployment pipeline. So I can dig in and see exactly what's going on in my production stage. So incredibly excited about this. This is just the beginning of what's to come here. Okay. We've deployed a lot of web apps so far. Let's switch directions a little bit and think about something different. So I've got an open source project. Now, with Azure Pipelines, we offer the most generous open source build offer in the industry. So we have, there we go. We have decided that we need to be able to give back to the open source community because we take a lot from the open source community. Azure DevOps is built on open source. Between the way we manage Git repositories to JavaScript frameworks to .NET itself. .NET is open source. We rely on open source technologies at Microsoft. And over the past several years, we have been embracing open source, from Visual Studio Code to TypeScript. We use open source at Microsoft. So with Azure Pipelines, one of the things that we want to do is give back to open source communities. So if you are an open source project, whether you're on GitHub or Azure repos, it doesn't matter, we're offering you unlimited build minutes for your project with 10 free parallel jobs. And that's for our cloud-hosted build agents. So you don't have to set anything up as an open source project. You can just take advantage of cross-platform builds with unlimited build minutes. And I do this myself. Like I said, I maintain an open source project called libgit2. We rely on Azure Pipelines for our builds. Before we switched to Azure Pipelines, we had 3 different build providers for all the different platforms that we covered, and 2 of them cost us money. So I was paying out of pocket for this. After Azure Pipelines, we are on a single system, so that helps our maintainability, and it's free, which I like, and it's deeply integrated with GitHub. So it's very easy to get started with your open source project. So here's mine. It's called Beast Match. It's a silly little iOS game. Here, let's take a look. It's a little card matching game with critters, with beasts. So yeah, concentration. There we go. Great. And so what I want to do is I want to build this application. So this is Swift and iOS, which means I need a Mac, so we can take advantage of the cloud-hosted Mac tools. And I also want to run my tests. I've got UI tests written in XCUI test. And so I want to make sure that those run. I've also got some unit tests. And I'm not particularly good at writing UI tests, so I figured I'd just brute force it. So this ultimately just makes sure that the game is winnable. I thought that was kind of important. So it'll just seek through. And I want to actually run this as part of my continuous integration build, because I want to know that nobody broke the game if I'm taking contributions from the outside. So if my friend Jeff, that I used to work with, wants to contribute, I want to make sure that he doesn't break my game. So very, very straightforward. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the GitHub Marketplace. It's up here at the top. I can go over to continuous integration, or I can just type in Azure Pipelines. And I'm going to get started with the Azure Pipelines extension to GitHub. So if I set up a plan, I can click Install it for free. And again, free for open source projects, unlimited build minutes. It's still free for your closed source proprietary projects. You just need to, we just have a slightly less generous offer. We don't have unlimited build minutes for you, and you get one free parallel pipeline that you can grow. So I'll click Install it for free. There we go. And I'm going to authorize it on GitHub. If 1Password decides to work. Let's pop it down this way. There we go. I got too many GitHub accounts, it turns out. Oh no, which one was it? Come on now. What is my GitHub account? It's Thomson build. There we go. Okay. Which I didn't store in 1Password. Why would I not store my password in 1Password? Well, that's annoying. Okay. Let's see if we can recover it. Okay. On second thought, let's try that. Oh, the demo failures. In the meantime, let's actually switch over to something I've already set up. So I've got the same thing over here. It's actually already got Azure Pipelines set up. So I've got pull request validation build. And what this is going to do is it's just going to run Xcode test. And so if I switch over now to that, there we go. I can queue up a build. I've got both continuous integration validation builds set up here, and I've got a deployment to app sitter set up. So if I click on this, go ahead and run that pipeline. This is just going to do the build and test validation that I would want as part of my, my build step. If we look at the other pipeline, I've also got a deployment to App Center. So I can, oh, come on. Let's see if we can log in as myself. Oh, of course we can. There we go. So we can also look at the deploy to App Center YAML. And what that's going to do is it's going to build for test instead of for release. You've actually got to sign your App Center installation. So I'm going to point it to my Apple certificate, my Apple provisioning profile. That is by far the hardest part of the App Center deployment, is finding that information. You've got to download it, one from the keychain and download the other from the Apple website. And then I will do a release build and deploy that to App Center. Once it's in App Center, of course, it can go right to my phone. Or I can also deploy to the Apple Store here. So we've got very, very cool integration for iOS applications. Now, if I pop over to this stage, it's actually running that test. It's brute forcing right now its way, or it's about to, it's getting set up, brute forcing its way through the cards, looking for matches of these little animals. So that's very cool. The other thing that it's done is it's actually set up pull request validation in GitHub. So if I go back to GitHub and look at that repository, if I decide I want to go and change a UI test, it is going to do that. So if I don't know, let's misspell something. Let me turn on edit mode. I'll just break the code. There we go. Create a pull request. Click propose file change and open a pull request. What's going to happen when I do that is that GitHub is going to notify Azure Pipelines using a webhook that I've made a change. And this area right here is first telling me that I don't have any conflicts, right? That my code is actually mergeable. There are no Git conflicts in my branch. But it really quickly changes to yellow to show that there's a check in progress. So this is the GitHub checks system. If I click on details there, it'll take me to that check. It'll actually show me what's going on. I can click there to go to Azure Pipelines. And so ultimately this build will fail because fun, although fun is not actually a keyword in Swift. So that will, in fact, not succeed. Like I said, I use Azure Pipelines for all my open source projects, including this silly little game. I also use it for libgit2. Libgit2 is the Git repository management library that runs a number of applications, including websites like GitHub, GitLab, and Azure repos. So it's important for our project that we, that we have a lot of test coverage and that we don't break GitHub, GitLab, and Azure repos. So one of the things that we do is, again, we build on a variety of platforms, various Linux platforms, Mac, various Windows platforms. We want to make sure that we have good build coverage and good test coverage. So we get all these platforms for free from Azure Pipelines. So I'm very, very happy about that. The other thing that we can do, though, is stop clicking around and go back to GitHub. There we go. The other thing that we can do, though, is actually extend our platform coverage. Because Azure Pipelines doesn't just give us like a Docker container or something that we need to do our builds with. It actually gives us a real VM. So we're able to do a little bit more. And if I zoom in here on my nightly builds, you can see the platforms that we build on. So there's Linux AMD 64, there's macOS, there's Windows. We'll scroll down here, Linux x86. That's interesting. But more interesting is Linux ARM. So we have people taking libgit2 and putting it onto phones. There's a Git repository manager for your phone. And so that runs on an ARM. And so we want to make sure that we don't break ARM, because it's kind of a weird platform. Characters are unsigned by default. And so if you write a lot of C, like I do, and you forget that ARM is a little bit different, you might end up breaking it. And that's no good. So we're able to do these builds on ARM. And there's two options. So I could either bring a Raspberry Pi to this party, plug it in, and queue those builds on my own build agent. So we do have build agents in the cloud, but you don't have to use your build agent in the cloud. You can also bring your own on-premises build agents and mix and match. Use a little bit of cloud, a little bit of on-prem. And that's what we did at first with our Raspberry Pi builds. But since there is actual, real virtual machines, what I can do is I can use QEMU. So I can turn on QEMU support in Docker, and I can bring an ARM image to the party. I could bring a Spark image to the party. I can build on an S390 here, all virtualized. So that is very, very cool. So if I pop up a build, what we're actually doing is building on Bionic. If you're not a Linux nerd, Bionic is a version of Ubuntu. We're building on Bionic for ARM64. So we're able to actually get our platform coverage within libgit2 for free. So we're very happy about that. I want to show one more sort of crazy pipeline, though. Over here, I've got a Commodore 64. So this is Vice, the Commodore 64 emulator. And somebody has taken this and run it through WebAssembly. And so this is actually a Commodore 64 running in JavaScript. This really is, I mean, this is a real thing. There we go. And I want to actually write some code for the Commodore 64. Let's turn that off so that poor JavaScript isn't chewing my CPU. So let's pop over to my projects. Oh, come on now. Surely I didn't delete that project. Oh, no, I did. Oh, that's terrible. OK. I've actually got some Commodore 64 assembly here. Let me pop over to Thomson. Let me see if I can. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build out a pipeline for this really quickly, I hope. Let me make sure that this is really gone. Oh, it really is. Oh, that's terrible. OK. All right. Well, let's build this out then, or at least try. Let's create a pipeline that targets that GitHub repository, which I don't think I'm going to have time to do. Oh, no. Because again, I'm going to need that repository permission. OK. Let's try it from my GitHub account. Let's just flip over entirely. Come on. All right. So I wish I could say that this was my idea. In fact, I stole the idea from a blog post by Tony Landy. It was very, very clever, and I'm very, very happy to steal it, and I wish I was doing it justice right now. So let's grab that. There we go. And so what I've got here is a Docker build. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and there we go. So what I'm doing is I'm taking Vice, the Vice emulator, that's already existing as a Docker container, and I'm going to go ahead and build on top of that. I think I've managed to save the YAML. Nope. OK. Well, we'll go ahead and type it in real quick. So what I'm going to do is do my build, publish that, and then deploy the web app that contains that assembly for Commodore 64 with the virtual editor. Let's go ahead and kick that off now. We'll do that build real quick. It's going to go ahead and configure that. And then I want to edit that pipeline and add in the deployment step. go. I'm going to select my subscription, authorize it, fingers crossed that I don't have to remember my password. App type is a web app on Linux. Here we go. App name is, oh, sorry, it's a web app for containers. There we go. Select my subscription, select my app name. There we go. And select my image name, which is right there. Image repository. There we go. And I'll click add. That'll add that YAML in. And I'm going to go ahead and click save, kick off a new build. So regrettably, I'm out of time. Come, if you want to see this, stop by the Azure Repos booth. I'll show this actually deploying out to a Commodore 64 in the cloud. I'll get my authentication worked out, I promise. In the meantime, what I hope that you've seen is that Azure Pipelines provides a number of ways to get your project into production, whether you're doing a cross-platform build, whether you're building a web app and putting it into the cloud, or whether you're building out your open source project. So thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate you hanging out and bearing with me through a few problems.